much for joining us. It's Alfie and Anna at breakfast. So, history, it's just one thing after another.
Basically.
Yes, it is. But those who don't learn from it are, as the saying goes, condemned to repeat it.
And perhaps that matters even more when you're paying to study the subject. But Sunderland University says it is going to end history because that subject, plus politics and modern languages, are going to be axed from the curriculum.
Yeah, so instead, it wants to concentrate on what it describes as career-focused subjects, more closely linked to jobs. Well, BBC Newcastle's politics reporter Fergus Hewison has been to meet some of the history boys and girls who fear that their courses could be consigned to the dustbin of history.
That's right, yes. I met up with students who are studying history and also, in some cases, politics at their Sunderland University. Now, they're upset because, as you say, the university has said their courses and some others will be discontinued. So no more students will be recruited to history, politics, modern languages courses, but existing students can finish their studies, we should stress. Now, the university says it wants to refocus what it's teaching and concentrate on subjects it says are more closely linked to work and careers. But Keith Bayes, who's a second-year history student and chair of the Student Union Council, told me that axing the study of history and politics is a big mistake, particularly in a place like Sunderland.
The people of this city and surrounding areas have got a really strong link with this university. It's steeped in history, it's got the mines, it's got the pits, you've got the Vulnerable Bede. Right next to St Peter's campus itself, the want to study at this university. This is a great university, a fantastic university. People don't want to have to go to other universities, and in addition to that, the cost of doing that, the travel, people with disabilities, they're not taking these things into consideration. People want to study at this university and to be able to study not just vocational options but academic options as well.
Now, many of the students on courses that are being discontinued fear that their lecturers who face losing their jobs in some cases will understandably look for work elsewhere in the meantime and leave before the courses finish. So who will teach the students then, and what will the quality of the teaching be like, the students are asking. Here's May Littlewood, who's in her first year of her history degree.
Will our lecturers be staying? Will we still have the same quality of lecturers that we currently have? Because these people obviously need a job after this, and they've basically been told after 3 years they're going to be made redundant.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, students are paying for their degrees or borrowing a lot of money, over £9,000 a year to do so. And so anything that affects the quality of teaching is important.
Well, that's right, Anna. Yes, higher education is now a commodity that students are paying for by borrowing the money, and they want what they've signed up for. They want value for money. Michelle Shotton, who's in her second year of the history course and who wants to go on and do a teaching qualification with her degree at PGCE, says that they're being shortchanged.
I do kind of begrudge completing my degree with Sunderland University, and then I would probably look elsewhere to go off to do my PGCE, which is what I intend to do. Afterwards, I just kind of begrudge paying that money to Sunderland Uni when they can just drop us like that, as if we don't matter, kind of thing.
Surely in the future, those students who would have gone to Sunderland will just be able to go to other universities that offer history or politics courses then, Fergus?
Well, they will, of course, be able to do that, and up the road in Newcastle and down the road or down in Durham as well. But many of those who do the courses in Sunderland are from the region or that city itself. They're sometimes mature students, and say studying further afield wouldn't always be an option for people like them in future, because some people have commitments and ties in the place that they study and live in. Kerry Fusedale, who's studying history, is one of them. She's also juggling being a parent and having a job as well.
I have small children and a business in the area. Going further afield would be a struggle for me. I need to be in close proximity of me children and the business, and going elsewhere wouldn't be an option for me.
And the students are also pretty unhappy about the way that they were told this news.
Well, yes, because in some cases they were given this news just hours before they were due to sit an exam, they say, and they say they haven't been properly consulted. Staff are also unhappy as well. As many as 34 of them could be affected, the university says. John Bryan is from the University and College Union, UCU, which represents some of them.
Fair enough if the university wants to change direction and have a different vision of what the future it imagines. But clearly one of the things that you should do is you should involve stakeholders, in that decision. Now that involves staff, that involves students, that involves the wider city of Sunderland in a change of direction. And it's just been announced by the Board of Governors and by the Vice-Chancellor without any consultation whatsoever.
And ironically, perhaps, Sunderland University just last week hosted Boris Johnson and the Cabinet.
Well, that's right, yes, which, say critics, is a strange thing to do when at the same time you're saying studying politics isn't worth doing, or studying that in Sunderland at least.
So what does the university say then? How does it explain what it's doing and why it's doing it?
Well, we asked for someone to do an interview, but the university declined in this case. Instead, they gave us a statement from Sir David Bell, the Vice-Chancellor and Chief Executive, who, interestingly enough, himself studied history and philosophy. Now, in terms of the concerns of students affected, he says they'll be looked after in line with an agreed plan, that they've been provided with the information they need, offered face-to-face meetings with members of staff where they want them as well. Sir David also points out undergraduate and postgraduates will be able to finish their courses, and any movement in academic staff, so i.e. departures, will be managed to ensure there's no dip in teaching quality. But Sir David says the university can't and shouldn't try to do everything, and that's why it's intending to concentrate on other courses considered to be more vocational. So it's investing in things like business studies, engineering and computer science, for instance.
Thank you very much, Fergus. Interesting stuff, isn't it, that?
Right, Fergus, while you're here, what
The dreaded words.
What